Last time in the Marvel Universe, I forgot to have the page in F11 mode. Sorry about that, guys. But it doesn't matter, because this time we are looking at Tales of Astonish number 38. I actually know about this issue because I know it's kind of dumb. But I can't wait because it looks really funny. Because we get false surprise, that the desperate Ant-Man seems to be betrayed by the ants. Betrayed by ants. You're hopefully stuck to that flypaper, Ant-Man. Your own ants have led you into my trap. Ant-Man's kind of pathetic. He's gonna get trapped by flypaper. And this guy, who's got a cool dang pose. Yeah, his name is Egghead or something like that. Oh my, that's pretty funny. Starring Ant-Man, the most astonishing hero in comics. Yeah, 'cause this Tales of Astonish hit. The astonishing Ant-Man, betrayed by the ants. His plot was by Stanley, script by Larry Lieber. You'll figure out why, because it's not very good like most of his writing. Art's by Jack Kirby, inking by Dick Ayers, and letterings by Johnny D. Since the appearance of the amazing Ant-Man, the bustling metropolis has offered slim pickings for the underworld, and so, I tell you, if we don't get rid of that Ant-Man soon, we'll starve to death. We haven't dared pull a robbery in weeks. We gotta find a way to stop Ant-Man and make this town safe for crime. Stop him, sure, but how? Brute force ain't the answer. Every time we tried it, he's beating us. Brains, that's the answer. It'll take brains to lick the Ant-Man. At that moment, in Washington, D.C., fate prepares to take hand in our grim drama. What do they have on the carpet in there? That scientist, the guy they call the Egghead. This is back to him trying to put one over on Uncle Sam. It has been rumored that you attempted to sell secret atomic information to the highest foreign bidder. What did you say for yourself? Nothing to a genius like me. Your insipid, patriotic ramblings are laughable. I sneer at all of you. Anyway, you're just talking. You've got no proof, and you know it. Scientist, you may be brilliant, but as a man, you're beneath contempt. You're fired. You'll never work for good government ever again. Go on, get out of here. And the following day, say, this Egghead character, he's our answer. Sure, if anyone can outfox the Ant-Man, he's all brain. But will he work outside the law? Sure, just make the price right. So a contract is made and terms are agreed upon it. And an unholy alliance is born. 10 G's now, and the rest when you're defeated the Ant-Man. Agreed. With cold scientific precision, a man called Egghead embarks upon his evil task. These documentary films show that Ant-Man is constantly aided by his insect allies. Without them, he would be far less dangerous to his foes. And since he works with the ants, he must have some method of communicating with them. If I can learn to do the same, I might defeat the Ant-Man by turning his own insects against him. All about ants. It looks like a children's book. Egghead, but don't tell him. Ants are unable to utter sounds, and they do not use sign language. The only way they communicate is by electronic signals through their antenna. All I have to do is determine what their electronic wavelength is, and I can tune in on them as the Ant-Man does. I think I'm getting it. Finally. There, my machine's finished. Now I'm ready to invade the Ant-Man's own domain. Later in the outskirts of town. Perfect. A large ant hill and a lonely field. I'll be able to work undisturbed. Once I communicate with the insects, they'll rely on my message. On the others, soon there won't be an insect in the county still loyal to the Ant-Man. With the machine translating his words into electronic wave impulses, Egghead speaks to the ant colony. I am your friend. I have come to free you from the Ant-Man's role. Help me to capture him, and then you shall be the master, and he the slave. Listen carefully to my instructions. Tell the Ant-Man that thieves are planning to steal the Wentworth necklace from the museum on Thursday night. There will be lookouts posted to warn them of the police. Only the Ant-Man can get past the lookout and capture the thieves red-handed. When the Ant-Man falls for the bait, lead him to the museum. Have him enter through an open window where I shall be waiting for him with fly paper. This guy's brilliant plan. They had to get this guy just so he can blur out fly paper. Yeah, flypaper. I guess he's pretty fucking dumb. Remember, betraying the Ant-Man, I will free you from his dominion. Then you will be his master, and he will serve you for the rest of your days. You shall give the orders for you. You are his superiors. This is a weird communication way. Communication but persuasion. It's like, you must be slaves, man. Help me. Or some. It's like, okay, it's not even a good. It's not even a good persuasion. He's just a fucking idiot. The first phase of my plan is over. The ants will not be able to resist the temptation I offered, for I have appealed to their greed and their vanity. Did the book all about ants tell them that ants are greedy and vain? Later, and when he enters the museum, I'll be winning a flypaper. He'll soon find himself as helpless as those insects. I think it means these insects, but Egghead, you're a genius. It's not even like big brain stuff. It's like, flypaper. The fact that you think that's genius is pretty funny. He makes a contraption to talk to ants, but he doesn't make a contraption to trap Ant-Man. He just makes flypaper. It can't miss. We'll snatch that Wentworth necklace and capture Ant-Man at the same time. When Thursday evening arrives, the second phase of the master plan is put into effect. Careful, don't trip the burglar alarm. Steady, steady. 500,000 sparkles. What a haul! Outside the sound of getaway car stands ready. I hope Egghead's scheme works. The Ant-Man is pretty smart himself. Suddenly, a platoon of tiny figures steal onto the scene. Everything is ready. The ants are leading him in my trap like sheep going into slaughter. The seconds pass slowly, tensely, as the tiny custom figure comes closer and closer to his date with destiny. Help me. In range of my blows in another 2 seconds. Now! Ha! Perfect hit. He's flying right into the box, which I lined with fly pepper. How does it feel, Ant-Man? You've been betrayed by your own ants. Now struggle. Let me watch you helpless efforts to skip the sticky flypaper. But then Egghead started astonishment. Is this what you want? You're rising. You're rising to your feet. The paper isn't taking to you. Why? That's my secret, mister. This is foolproof plan. It's flypaper. Flypaper! And it immediately fails. No, not the flypaper. And then in a half crouching position, the Ant-Man presses a tiny button on his boot. Apparently his boot looks like that now. I don't understand. Why doesn't it stick to you? What are you doing now? I'm triggering a little invention of mine. Electronic controlled spring, and it works like this. Spring. Is it over? Did you capture the Ant-Man? No, you don't. You can't. You see, I failed. You try to keep him here until I can think of another plan. Maybe I'll use more flypaper. Look, there he is. Last I missed him. He's rushing towards that suit of armor. I'll swat him like a fly, and then, like flypaper. Ugh, my hand. Pressing another electronic button, the Ant-Man draws a spring from up in his boots again and locks them there temporarily. You blamed insect, I'll grind you to dust! Not a chance, Linemouth. See that lasso? See this lasso? It's made of nylon fiber. It's practically unbreakable. That could help. Where did that pony run off to? How could any guy that tiny be strong enough to spin a full-grown man around? They don't even know that even though I shrink down to ant size, I still retain all the normal strength of a normal human. Never mind how I meant strong. We still gotta silence him before he can get to the cops. It shouldn't be hard to beat him. I know that his ants have deserted him. But while the mobsters search their frantic search, that's right, my little friend. Bring the sheet closer, closer. Now drop it. Hey, look out! The ants dropped a flypaper sheet on us. But why? I thought they were on our side. Can't get free. We're trapped. Now we'll see how you jokers like the feel of flypaper. Realizing their caper has failed, the remaining gangsters who had been waiting outside suddenly turned tail and that does it. I'm leaving out of here. Wait for me. I ain't taking with Ant-Man. No, sir. When they They practically reached the car. The tires, they're all flat, and someone swept the ignition key. But how? I was here the whole time. Sirens! It's the cops. Run for it. Oh, like that one guy, like, Lucy wants to strangle the person reading the comic. Moments later, we round off most of them. We'll pick up the others later. Egghead had a shrewd plan, but he made one mistake. Well, made multiple mistakes, like relying entirely on fly pepper to capture Ant-Man, even though that's such a stupid plan. He misunderstood the psychology of ants. Even though he's supposed to be a genius and didn't. Well, I guess when you read a children's book, you're not going to learn the psychology of ants because he's an idiot. So much for being really smart. He didn't know that ants do not consider themselves my helpless slaves. They regard themselves as my friends and my partners in the war against crime. Egghead tried to appeal to their sense of greed of vanity, but insects have no such emotions. Unfortunately, it is only we humans who possess such primitive traits. Uh, it's my toughest character in Earth Mice Heroes, though. So that's kind of fun. My little allies told me Egghead's entire plot, and I decided to turn the tables on the plotter himself. I walked into his trap, and unknown to him, I was prepared for it. So that's what happened. Before I came here, I covered myself with a special oily chemical that made it impossible for flypaper to stick to me, so it would have stuck to him. I thought because its strength, he could, jump off it, because, flypaper to normal human at least isn't that bad. But he bathes in it in a pan that looks like it was redrawn without a suit on, even though he wears his suit. So, okay. And when I arrived at the museum, I left the air out of the tires of the getaway car. And then when I was inside the battling thieves, my son little partners took the key from the car's ignition. By the time we got here, it was all over. The only thing that went wrong was the Egghead escaped during the battle. I wouldn't worry about him. His underworld partners won't be happy if things turned out. If we don't get him, first they will. And thus the once brilliant atomic scientist ends up wanted by the police and hunted by the underworld. All his holes up in it, as he holes up in a dingy, bory flop house. I don't know, bory? I don't know the word. The ants defeated me. They were too smart for me. Too smart. Who's he? Don't know, but he's been muttering himself since he came here. Something about ants. Ants, that guy must be loco. That's what I figure. He's probably just some worthless bone without a brain in his head. The end. That comic's funny, but now you got a giant bug next time. Maybe you can stop him with fly pepper. Okay, that's the last time I say that. Probably. Thanks for watching, and next time we go back to our green friend, the Hawk.